Six goblins at 10 gold coins per coin per year, you say with a smile. We have ourselves 60 gold. Ah, Kriya says, giving you a sideways glance. You're good with your numbers as well as your letters. If gold is involved, you say, I'm very good with numbers. Inspecting the bodies, you don't find anything of value. 4 silver pieces in a pouch tied to the belt, one of them. You give the silver to Gookok since he killed more than his fair share. Most of the weapons you find are crudely made spears, clubs, and none of them valuable enough to justify the bulk and weight. There is a short bow with a quiver filled with about a dozen arrows. You have some skill with a bow. Archery was a pastime that was encouraged by the lords of the region you grew up in. You drew back the string. It is small even for a short bow. Does not have a strong draw, however it is surprisingly well crafted. The handle and the arrow rest is strange. Handle and arrow rest. There must be some... What? The handle and arrow rest is strange. A bow obviously created by a goblin for a goblin. I thought it had some like insignia or something. It may take some practice to get the hang of it. You sling the quiver and bow around your shoulder. I'm surprised that those screams did not bring more of them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Says Kriya. Rest assured, there are more than 6 goblins down there. Let's hope they are spread out then, you say with a grin. If you can keep taking only a few at a time, you'll be rich by the day's end. I mean, yes, but I don't think that's a good idea. Neither would the game allow that. And yes, do not underestimate them, as Kriya says. Believe me, I know they're fucking annoying. We have been fortunate to catch them by surprise so far, but we are fortunate that the commotion has not brought an entire horde down upon us. She points down the hall. Let's find a way out of here now. She nods at you. Lead the way, scout. What do you think? Should you scout out ahead, and should you try to keep the others nearby? Stealth, if that's possible, or safety in numbers. You stare out in the gloom as far as your lantern's light will allow. I think I should scout ahead because Gookok will give our position away anyway, so I should scout ahead. My stealth is important. Stealth will be difficult, you say as you hold up your lantern. These beasts lives in pitch darkness, while I have to carry a beacon of light. Nevertheless, I will do my best. Braver than people give you credit for, says Kriya with an approving smile. What people? Oh, you made a joke. He says, stick to wizardry and leave the comedy to the jesters. Kriya points down the hall. What was the joke? You're braver than people give. So people don't give her credit because no one says that. That's the joke. Okay, that is funny now that I think about it. Kriya points down the hall. You unsling the goblin bow, notch an arrow. One advantage with this narrow bow is that you find that you can hold the bow, grasp the handle of your lantern with the same hand, hanging your light down over the front of the bow. You hope this provides you with adequate light for your archery. Yeah, that would be difficult to fucking shoot arrows in that fucking situation. You insist everyone wait as you fire a practice shot. You have to tilt the bow at a slight angle in order for the lantern to hang correctly. But if I get what he's trying to say, so he's like tilting the bow to the right or left to hang the arrow from one of his fingers downwards instead of in the path of the bow, in the path of the arrow. You have to tilt the bow at a slight angle in order for the lantern to hang correctly, but your first shot strikes one of the goblin corpses, which was your intended target. Leaving the others behind, you creep forward to the open door at the end of the hall. This must be where the goblins come from, since the only other door in the hall was completely broken by fallen stones and timbers. The last time we saw fallen stones and timbers, they were like trolls, not even orcs. Fucking troll. I think there was a troll, yeah. There was definitely a troll in the last game at the start of the first chapter. 11 gold, damn. Beyond the door is a square chamber about 10 meters wide. In the middle, I'm guessing the dress is going to be super expensive. So, yeah. Beyond the door is a square chamber about 10 meters wide. In the middle of the room, there is a mound of carefully placed rocks. Atop this makeshift floor is a blood-stained slab of stone about a meter in dimension. There are bones in the slab. The room is otherwise empty and free of debris you have seen elsewhere in this room. Okay, so it's definitely not a troll. So is this like a sacrificial altar or something? Oh no, don't tell me we're about to get ridden by another demon. That would be fucking annoying. An altar to their wretched god? You wonder. You slink forward and inspect more closely. Most of the bones are rat skulls, but there are 2 small humanoid skulls with elongated fangs and 1 human skull. What are the humanoid skulls? Vampires? I don't think vampires would be the case. I mean, goblins can technically kill the vampires, but still. Humanoid skulls with longer defense. Are they just goblin skulls? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. One human skull. There is a fresh giant rat head in the middle of the altar. Its mouth lay open in perpetual horror. A few lines of glistening blood are creeping along the slab away from the head. So they must have done this soon. You move a few bones to the side with the blade of your short sword. A glint catches your eye. Moving one of the human skull, you find gold coins. You suppose the goblins didn't dare offend their god by stealing this treasure, but you have never felt yourself fettered by superstition. But, I mean, lucky you. I don't know if that's a good idea then, because the gods in this world are legit and they actually do affect you, especially with the stairway of fuckery, the one that goes up in a spiral. It is very interesting now that I think about it, because I think Jesus is like one of the top dogs in this world, and I don't think Jesus is like super powerful, and I think it was like in the top 50s or something. I don't think it was in the top 10s, but he was like, he's strong, but he's not like OP in this world. And the stairway has like a fighting rule, non-violence rule that was set up by the top gods of the area. I don't think Jesus was one of them, but we'll see how this goes. If you don't get what I'm trying to say, there's just stuff from the first game, not from this one. The Wizard's Choice. You can go watch my Let's Play on that, but the audio is going to be horrible because I still remember the fucking conditions I recorded that shit in. Fucking back rooms and fucking echoes and like people shouting in the background. But it's not much changed considering I can still hear these fucking kids outside making all the fucking ungodly amounts of noises. It's been a while since I've used the word ungodly now that I think about it, considering I don't really, I'm an atheist, I don't really believe in God and all that, but yeah, it's not a word that I use. Evil is another word that I don't really use. Regardless, you search the rest of the altar but find nothing else of value. You then go back and get your companion. Once Kree and Gook are in the room, you motion to Gookog and he limps over. You open the bag at his waist, drop the fresh rat head inside. Another 2 gold, you smile. Just then you hear what sounds like a snarl echoing from somewhere distance. We must find the surface soon, or our heads will be the next offering on the altar, says Kriya. Yeah. Through an open door on the far wall, not the far wall, you take the lead again, leaving the others behind. On the other side of the threshold is another hallway. At the end of the hallway is another open door. Sneak through the door into a large chamber about 15 meters wide. 15 meters wide? And why is this chamber even in here? Obviously goblins didn't make it, so it must be a god-related thing. Sneak through the door into a large chamber of 15 meters wide. Your light ends in gloomy shadow about 20 meters ahead. Parts of the ceilings have caved in, stone pillars line in the walls. There's a rotting table on its side. The crude outline of a man has been carved into the tabletop. A knife is stuck in. That would be the face of the outline. The table is scarred by countless dings and cuts. A target, you wonder. A whiff of rotten flesh hits you. The floor near the table is littered with little white bones. That look like rat. You don't like it. You don't like this. You turn around, take a step back towards the door. Now, how is the outline made? Like, did they make the outline separately, or just saying that someone was tied there for such a long time that the outline was made itself from, continuously being tortured and the blood getting out? Life decreases 4. From behind is a gut-wrenching scream that startles you so badly that you involuntarily pass gas and possibly a little more, followed by a piercing pain in your back. Yes, that's understandable. As you run, you reach behind and grasp something struck your back and pull it out. A small spear. You hear a chorus of shouts behind you. You're out of the doorway of the chamber back in the hall. Kree and Gookog are several meters away. To their credit, they are running towards you. Goblins, many goblins, you yell. They stop in the tracks, though unsure what to do. Renewed yelling and snarls emanate from behind as the eyes of your companions widen. You turn to see goblins spilling into the hallway after you. Fire an arrow, dropping the one in the lead. You notch back another arrow, and about to draw back your string when one goblin throws a spear. You duck and it whisks past your cheek. Footsteps are near and you catch the blur of Kriya rushing forward past you. Whoosh! The hall blazes with light as Kriya's fire spell sweeps the hall, engulfing the goblins in flames. They scream. You shout arrows into the one that haven't yet fallen to the ground. Gookog charges in, swings his sword, gore showering the floor. Suddenly you hear whispers You suddenly hear screams of surprise and a word you don't understand. In the doorway stand two fresh goblins, one with a spear and another larger one clutching a long sword, and with two hands you catch a flash of gold. With both hands, you catch a flash of gold around the neck of another one. The smaller of the one, readies his spear to throw it. You fire a bow, hitting him in the shoulder. You scream and he screams and drops the spear. The large goblin lowers his sword, lets out what you presume is a scream of terror, and runs away. Gukov runs forward, hacks down the wounded goblin, blocking any shot you might have on the retreating goblin. Get that beast before it raises the alarm, shouts Kriya. You run to the threshold of the door, just in the perimeter of your lantern light. You can see its retreating fast. You can see its retreating form. That goblin is fast. You pursue. You run past the piles of debris, discarded rat skeletons. There's an open door out of the chamber. You see no other exits. The most obvious place the goblins went is out that door. However, maybe he has hidden somewhere in here. With all the garbage in this room, there's plenty of places to hide. Yeah, he is definitely in this room, I can tell you that much, because I have seen this before. The goblins are very good with their ambushes. I think at one point I was hiding in a tree in the last game, and they kind of found us. So I wouldn't be too amazed with the tracking and hiding skills. So I'm gonna listen instead. You stop and listen. There's the slapping of boots from behind. Kriya runs out from behind a pile of debris, her torch held high. You hear other footsteps, like slapping bare feet coming from the direction of the open door. Must be the goblin, you think. Where is he? This was Kriya. She's now standing nearby, staring at you. Guko is lagging behind, limping to catch up with you. This way, you whisper. You sling your bow, draw your short sword. You will be able to run faster this way. You sprint other. So he was beyond the door. Okay. So this was not the best choice, but it works. Ho, ho, ho. Who that is? You run down another half-ruined hallway, turn a corner, then run down another, following echoing footsteps. You navigate around another bend. Hopefully you're not lost. At the end of the hall, you notice wooden splinters of what must have been a door. You rush over and peek your head through the threshold. What you see makes you nearly drop your lantern. My oh my, a comely woman. She's fucking hot and armored up. Obviously she's gotta wear the fucking bikini armor type of situation where only her arms and legs are covered, not her thighs or her chest or guts or her back, more than likely. Her face looks a bit off. Looks like she's a vampire or something. The woman is lounging in a chair with her legs up on a long dining table. She is looking at you, smiling with large white teeth. She is not exactly beautiful. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She's not beautiful. She just looks like a vampire. Yeah. She just looks like, I think she might be a vampire, but she is not beautiful, but her body is nice. She's not exactly beautiful. Her face is a little too pinched for that, but the body is something you've only seen in drawings on latrine walls. She has a slim waist with disproportionately gigantic breasts. You have never seen breasts so large, even on a hefty woman. She is nearly bursting out of her bodice. A necklace, oh, she might be a succubus then. She's nearly bursting out of her bodice. A necklace plunges down her... What? A necklace plunges down her cleavage. Is there a necklace? Yeah, there is. I mean, is that considered a necklace? I guess it is considered a necklace. Doesn't necessarily have to be a long inwards. Let's see where we were. A necklace plunges down her cleavage. There is a rat skull as a pendant. Her absurdly long hair carpets the floor. Her absurdly long hair carpets the floor. Yeah, her hair are long, but I don't know if they're carpeting the floor. We'll see. When she stands up, we'll see. Well, we won't really probably get a drawing, but they already told us. What the fuck am I talking about? Not even a touch. Her absurdly long hair. She has nothing around her that you can see. Not even a torch or a lantern. Her arms and legs are covered in plate mail. Otherwise, she's unprotected. An armor arrangement like nothing you've ever seen. Oh, he even called it out. That's hilarious. But she can't. I'm thinking that these rats are actually becoming human. Is that what is happening? But I don't think their world is that level of magical just yet. But I've seen some worlds in other media where there's a level of power. Once a creature attains a certain level of power, especially in their cultivation, then they usually are capable of transforming from whatever creature they are into a human while retaining their capabilities of whatever animal they came from. So yeah, I think one of the most common ones would be dragon in stories, where dragons become like human, and when they mate with other humans, then they create dragon newts. You must have heard of those in stories, but regardless, well, this is a little too good to be true. You think maybe you should rush at her with with your sword and see what she does. If this is some sort of trick, you might reveal it. You might hack her down, or if she seems legit, you can break off your attack. But is that any way to greet a lady? You think as your eyes rove over her amazing curves. What is she doing here? You could ask her, get a conversation going. You've always enjoyed speaking to women, even the common, homely and old ones. Finally, you could go back and get the others. You wonder what they would make of this strange woman.